what we saw from Bayern Munich was a lot of possession, but it's a lot of possession that goes nowhere. It's a lot of sideways and back and sideways again, and then eventually they create a couple of chances, but that's about it. The issue is when they have that extended period of possession and they start pushing numbers forward, and then there's a tendency for Bayern Munich to lose the ball. When Borussia Dortmund was then able to go on the counter, the lack of athleticism in the back line by Bayern was so clear to see. So all of a sudden you find yourself, Boateng putting himself in a situation where he loses the ball and he doesn't have the speed anymore to recover. And Sula doesn't quite have the speed to recover either. And then what you see is that out of losing the ball in a bad area, Jadon Sancho is getting behind, and there's nobody catching him. There's nobody within 10 yards of him by the time he goes and finishes the chance. That should not happen. Maybe it's preseason. Maybe we can say that's the case for Bayern Munich. But the truth of the matter is that who else is going to play in the back line if it's not Boateng and Sula, at least in the center-back position?
Yep.
And so my concern for Bayern Munich would be if you're not doing anything with the possession and you're not creating chances, and then you lose the ball, and then you're stretched, and then you kind of attack on, and you can't stop it because you don't have speed in the back line, then how do you address playing against a team like Borussia Dortmund that thrives on that game of transition?
Jadon Sancho, of course, caught the eye last season, looking to put in similar performances now this campaign, was superb today.
He was, and he showed his touch, he showed his balance, his strength when he's on the ball, and right now this Bayern Munich defence has simply no answer for a player of his qualities. Saying that, this Bayern Munich defence doesn't have any answers for anybody of any qualities on this showing. And the truth is, the highlights, I think, did Bayern Munich a little bit of a favour, because as much as the highlights suggest that it's had saves to make, and he did, when you see the game and you see Bayern Munich in possession, they didn't really challenge Dortmund or worry Dortmund anywhere near as much as you would think. And then to Ali's point, once Dortmund has the ball and gets going at Bayern Munich, it is all hands to the pump, and you just fear the worst every single time. This Dortmund team that had a lot of omissions, by the way, gets going at them.
The first time really we had the chance to talk about what's been going on the last couple of weeks regards to Neymar with you, Ali. Where do you stand on it all?
It is clear that PSG wants to move away from Neymar and whatever Neymar stands for, the Neymar brand, this whole idea of him being the superstar and everybody else just kind of tagging along, and him being the guy that takes you somewhere significant. They're moving away from that. But in order to move away from that, he cannot be around.
Yeah.
So if PSG has taken this position in saying, we cannot have Neymar around anymore, then you have to be willing to give in and meet somebody else, maybe even past a midway point. Maybe your concessions have to be bigger than that of other teams that may be interested in Neymar, because you are the interested party in saying, we don't want that anymore. That didn't work for us. We have to move in a different direction. And if that's the case, everybody else negotiating knows that as well, and they're going to wait for you to make that decision. So PSG, you can't have it both ways. You can't have, well, we don't want Neymar around, but he's around, and if he's around, then we're going to play him.
Frank Leboeuf was pulling no punches yesterday. He has not been impressed at all with Neymar's behaviour. You can check that out over on the website. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.